A lot of times when you buy less expensive target rifles like these Ruger Americans that I have, and you buy less expensive scopes and less expensive scope rings like I do, you often get a package that has a somewhat uncomfortable setup and something that does not have a proper cheek weld or the proper scope height for what you're doing. And if you're like me, once your channel starts getting big and you have a lot of people watching it, you're going to get a whole ton of comments from people telling you exactly what you're doing wrong. So, again, this is something that I've thought about trying to fix from time to time. And again, I love these comments from people where they love pointing things out that you're doing wrong and how your setup could be much better. Comments like, you need a cheek weld and some sandbags, you're just wasting time and powder as your setup stands today. Or how about, those scope rings look too high, your cheek looks like it barely touches the stock, try lower rings. Well, yes, I do try lower rings, and sometimes they're still not enough. Or how about this one? Quick tip, I'd like to see you get better results. You definitely need lower rings. You need a better cheek weld. Use shooting beds, a backpack, a shorter tripod. Well, I tried a few of those things now and then, and I've also tried some of these less expensive stock kind of cheek riser things that have ammo holders on them. And usually they're around like $18 to $20. I bought two or three, and to be perfectly honest, they didn't fit any of the rifles that I bought them for. They just seemed to be loose, or they didn't have the right width on them, or they just really were kind of sloppy on the stock. You can get one similar to these that you have to drill holes through your stock and bolt on, but I'm not particular to putting permanent holes in the stock on my gun. So I received an email from the guys over at NoDrillCheekRest.com. They have a YouTube channel called Therapy Range, and basically the products that they make are these handmade Kydex Velcro mount cheek risers that you can put on your gun that don't need to be drilled into the stock. And he sent me a couple of these to try out, and to be perfectly honest, I'm very happy with the quality of these things. They're made in the USA, and if you want to try some of these, you can use code cranky25 for 10% off your purchase all year in 2025. And to be perfectly honest, these are about as simple as you can possibly get. It's a molded piece of Kydex that is cut. All the sharp edges have been filed down, so it's a very nice, smooth package. And it basically comes with some industrial strength Velcro that attaches it to the stock on the gun. So what you get in the package is the cheek riser, four pieces of Velcro, the female and male ends of it, and a couple of these cars for Therapy Range, which, again, if you want to check out their channel, they're the guys who sent me this, and I'm more than happy to try these out. So effectively, these are extremely simple to install on the rifle. You get some alcohol swabs, and basically all you're doing is cleaning all of the hand oils and cleaning solvents and things like that off of the stock. And you also want to do this on the inside of the cheek riser itself. Once you're done cleaning those up, it's just as simple as taking the Velcro, finding out which side is the rough side of the Velcro, and that's the side that you want to mount to the inside of the cheek riser. You don't want that gritty stuff on the stock of your gun, because as you move that riser up and down, you might have your cheek directly on that Velcro. So once again, find the rough side of the Velcro, kind of align it on the inside of that cheek riser so that it's out of the way of the edges and it fits completely on the inside, nice and flat. Go ahead and stick that guy in there. And then once you get both of those done, the next step you need to do is figure out where you want the soft side of the Velcro on the outside of the stock of your rifle. Now, the way that I did this was basically to take the cheek riser, slide it down over the stock, and kind of get an idea on where I wanted the Velcro to be on the stock to allow me the most amount of adjustability and flexibility. So basically, I just kind of held it up against the side of the stock, and you can see me here fumbling to get the backing off of that because this is some pretty sticky stuff. But I basically folded back one corner of the backing, stuck it on there, and then finished sticking that Velcro right to the side of the stock, and then continued to do the same thing on the other side of the stock. Once you get all the Velcro stuck on there, it's just as simple as moving that cheek riser up and down until it gets you the best cheek weld position to line up with the reticle on your scope. And in this particular case, because this scope does have like mountain high scope rings on it, I did have to raise it up pretty far. But now you can see the Velcro is a little bit below the bottom of the cheek riser, so if I do get lower rings on this gun, I'll be able to lower that cheek riser back down and get me even better alignment on that scope. But this thing is a godsend. To be perfectly honest, I don't shoot these rifles that often, and part of it is because they're kind of uncomfortable to shoot. And now that I have the flexibility to be able to adjust that cheek riser up and down as much as I want, there's not a lot of down pressure on the cheek riser, so that Velcro gives you a lot of flexibility and it's plenty strong to hold your cheek up while you're shooting this gun. The other nice thing is when you want to store it, if you don't want that cheek riser sticking up in your safe, you can kind of just push that thing all the way down to the bottom of the Velcro, and it gives you a little bit more flexibility to store it with less stuff sticking out. Now they make a whole ton of different colors for these. I have an olive drab green and a black one, but they also make like pink and simulated leather and all these other crazy colors that you can buy. They're all just as simple to mount on the rifles as it could be. And again, if you go to the website and you look at all the products, you can kind of scroll down and see all the stuff they have. I was pretty impressed with the number of different types they have. And again, because they're Velcro, they're 100% universal. But they also make very concealable, very slim fitting, micro compact holsters for magazines. So I asked if they would send me one for my Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 1.0, which is what I have here in my hands. And I couldn't be happier with this magazine holster. The belt clip is for a 1.5 inch wide belt, and it fits perfectly snug on my Core Essentials belt, and that magazine is not going anywhere. It's a very snug fit. You can adjust the tension a little bit on it if you want it a little bit tighter. It is the perfect molded shape. And when it's on your belt, it is 100% unnoticeable because it is so slim to the belt, and that sucker's not coming off when you yank up on that magazine to take it out. So again, here you can see it on my Core Essentials everyday carry belt. Very slim fitting to my body, very nice and very snug on that holster, and it disappears under your standard clothing. So I'm very happy to try out these no drill cheek rests. And again, Therapy Range is the guy that sent me these. His name's Paul. And again, they run the No Drill Cheek Rest website. So go check out their channel, check out their website. And I think these are going to be extremely useful. Once again, if you use code CRANKY25, you'll get 10% off your purchases for the whole year of 2025. Thanks again, Therapy Range. Thanks again, No Drill Cheek Rest. Have a great day. God bless America. Support your 2A rights. Get out there and shoot. And you remember, if someone asks you to give up some of your freedom for the greater good, remind them that freedom is always the greater good.